Yo guys, it's Captain Thorber, and today I'll be reviewing the team of the season for the Premier League. Now, there's been some interesting decisions by EA, which I'll be discussing later on, but first, let me just bring your attention to the first team that they have put out. So, in goal is David De Gea of Manchester United. Now, he is probably easily the best goalkeeper in the world. The only keeper that could challenge him is probably Neuer, but David De Gea is easily the best keeper in the Premier League and definitely deserves that, no matter how, his season wasn't quite as good as it always is, but he still was the best keeper in the Prem. He might not have been in his top form, but he still deserves that place. Then we've got Kyle Walker at right back from Spurs. Again, he definitely deserves it. Creates loads of chances, can defend, can attack, all you need in a right back. And left back we have Marcus Alonso. Again, it's well deserving because nobody expected this when he came to Chelsea at the start of the season for peanuts, and then he comes and puts in some brilliant defensive and attacking performances to provide width to the five at the back that Chelsea use. In defence we have Vertonghen, which again, fair enough, because Spurs pride themselves as having one of the best defences in the Premier League, so it's only right that Spurs defender is in there. Vertonghen makes it, and you'll see later on Alderweireld makes the substitutes. He is joined by Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta, a very good defender, he's played every minute this season for Chelsea, and he's been very good all the way through. A solid defence wins your titles, and that is exactly what Chelsea have, and there's, no wonder why half the defenders have made the team in the season. Moving on into midfield, we've got Dele Alli. Now, he scored around 16 goals, I think. He's been so good. He's only young as well, a young English player. I know everyone goes mad over young English players, but this guy is really good, and I'm expecting great things from him in the future. Kante, although I think the media hype him up a bit too much for what he does, he is still a very good player, and yes, he does deserve a place in the team of the season. Makes tackles, makes interceptions, runs around the pitch, very good player, but he's only scored, I think, 2 goals, both coming against Manchester United, one in the FA Cup quarters. Right, on the right wing we have Liverpool's own Sadio Mane. Now, he definitely deserves a place. He's been absolutely pivotal to Liverpool's Champions League run, and running to qualify for the Champions League, guys. But without him, when he went to the African Cup of Nations in January, we noticed how much the team suffered. He's been so crucial to us, and brilliant signing for 36 million pounds. Brilliant work, scored goals, he's assisted, he runs, he's got so much pace. Brilliant, everything you could want in a winger. Hazard is on the left side. Hazard, again, he's played very well this season. I mean, I don't like him ever since he tried to smash the ribs of that ball boy, but to be fair, he's a good football player, and with 16 goals or so, he probably does deserve a place in team of the season. I do think it is a bit wrong to overlook Pedro and Willian, for example, because those two are brilliant and probably just as good as Hazard, but everyone seems to think that Hazard is the best of the bunch. It's debatable. Right, going forward, up front we have the 2 highest goal scorers in the Premier League, so to be fair, it's only right that they get the places. Harry Kane, 29 goals, winner of the Golden Boot, next to Romelu Lukaku. So now on to the bench. So the goalkeeper on the bench is Hugo Lloris. As I said before, Spurs pride themselves on a brilliant defence. To be fair, they got a brilliant attack too, but Hugo Lloris has been the heart of that, and barely a game where he's not performed well. It's probably only that Man City game that ended 2-2, and it's 2 poor mistakes by him. That was probably the only bad game he's had all season. He's very consistent, he's a very good player. David Luiz also makes the cut, and as he should do as well. Brought into Chelsea on deadline day of the summer transfer window, and it's been a brilliant signing. He's been in the heart of that 3 at the back with the 2 wing backs. He's been a very good player. He's done all the jobs he's been required to do, and he deserves it. Same with Alderweireld. Again, he deserves it. The EA are doing well so far. Alderweireld is another brilliant defender. Right, who else we got? We've got Kevin De Bruyne now. I think he's king of the assists in the Premier League, taking that title away from, I think it was Ozil last season, or Milner in the second half. But yeah, De Bruyne, again, He's just a very good player. He's hard to contend with when he's playing well, and yes, he sometimes has his off games, but he's a very, very good player when he's in amongst it. Christian Eriksen. Now, I was not a massive fan of his before this season. I did think that FIFA were a bit too nice for what he did. He barely scored goals, but this season he's proved me wrong. He scores goals, he assists goals. It's an all-round brilliant performance by Christian Eriksen, and he definitely deserves place in Team of the Season. He's proved me wrong. Right, who else have we got? We've got Alexis Sanchez, 24 goals this season, 3rd place in the league after having moved to the striker position. It looks like he's always played there. I mean, his attitude doesn't seem to be quite there sometimes, but yeah, there's no doubt, and he's a quality player, and he definitely deserves this place in the Team of the Season. He's joined by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, I'll get onto him later, but I'm not 100% sure if he deserves that place in the Team of the Season. Moving on to the reserves, and we have two extra defenders. We have Robbie Keane, who he's been good this season. I think we've got to hand it to him, because nobody expected him to be this brilliant. Playing for Burnley, of course, not a huge club, but he's actually been a very good player. So yeah, hats off to him. He's joined by Antonio Valencia at right back. To be honest, I hate to admit it, but he has been decent this season. I'm not sure if he's been decent enough to get a Team of the Season, but hey, possibly. Right. Right then, we've also got a couple of midfielders. We've got Adam Lallana, definitely deserves it. Brilliant player, scores as many goals as he makes assists. Makes goals happen, he scores goals. He's a brilliant player. Now he's joined by Ander Herrera. Yeah, I'm not quite so sure about that one. Ander Herrera, I think he gets far too much credit for what he does. He's not a wonderful player, to be honest, and I think he probably should be replaced by someone such as Henderson, who really can put in a brilliant performance in defensive midfield. And also we have Diego Costa. Again, he probably deserves a place in this team. He's been decent. He scored, I think, 20 goals or so. So he probably deserves a place. He's been part of that winning Chelsea side. Gets his name on the reserves, a 94 rated card. Yeah, fair play to him. So that is the Team of the Season. And now it's time to look at potential replacements for each position, starting with the goalkeeper and the defenders. So in net, we have De Gea. Now, as I said before, although he's not necessarily been on his best form this season, he's still easily been the best keeper in the Premier League, and Hugo Lloris has probably been second, so I think they've gone right there. The only potential replacements could be Tom Heaton of Burnley or Jordan Pickford of Sunderland. Now, these two played out of their skin this season, but it's not just about form, it is about just pure quality, and sometimes these two keepers don't quite have as much as the likes of David De Gea and Hugo Lloris, so I would struggle to put them in there. But if there was a third keeper, because there might be one of the reserves, then I would probably include one of these two, Tom Heaton or Jordan Pickford. And in terms of defenders, again, I think they've done pretty well. The defenders, you included a couple of Chelsea ones, a couple of Spurs ones, but they've also included Robbie Keane. Now, he's been good this season, no doubt about it, but is he quite the class that a player like Gary Cahill is? Now, Cahill's had a brilliant season. I am really surprised that you have not included him in this Team of the Season. But Robbie Keane is a very good player. I think Liverpool might be lining up to bid for him, £25 million or so. And you know what? I can see that. But it's just whether he's got the capabilities to really make a name for himself at the moment, and if he deserves a Team of the Season. Also, you could include Van Dijk. He's a brilliant defender, but he's only started about 21 games, so it would be hard to include him in Team of the Season. However, for those games he's played, he's been absolutely solid at the back. Southampton. And also, they've included Antonio Valencia of Man United. Yes, he's been okay this season, but Victor Moses has been a different level. And how you have not put him in the mix is just ridiculous, because he has been absolute class. I did not know he was capable of that. coming into the season, but from right wing back he's provided width, he's provided skills, he's absolutely sensational, and the fact that Antonio Valencia is put ahead of him in the team of the season is absurd. Moving on to the midfielders. Now, the one name that stands out here is Ander Herrera. How has Ander Herrera got a team of the season card? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. Henderson's missed out. Henderson is so underrated. He's an absolutely brilliant player, but nobody sees it, and everyone gives Herrera all the credit, even though Henderson does a better job. For example, per game, Henderson makes 3.7 tackles, Herrera makes 2.7 tackles, and with those tackles, Henderson makes 1.2 fouls, but Herrera makes 1.5 fouls. This shows that Herrera is dirty, and he doesn't do as much of a shift as Henderson. Henderson makes more passes per game. Henderson runs further per game. Oh, I think it's only Ericsson that's run further than him per game. He's run further than Kante even. Henderson is absolutely class, and I'm surprised. Well, actually, to be honest, I'm not surprised that he's not in the team of the season because it's EA, and EA always give United players credit. 4 United players in this team of the season, 2 Liverpool. Even though Liverpool finished 2 places higher than them in the table, we've got Champions League football. What have they got? Europa League again. Well, get Champions League if they win the Europa League, but I have to wait and see about that one. Yeah, so I think Herrera should be kicked out of team of the season, replaced by Henderson, but it's too late now. Right, moving on into the strikers. So I think they've done a pretty good job, to be honest. Let's go by the Golden Boot, who scored the most goals, because they are all playing for pretty solid teams. Harry Kane, 29 goals, Lukaku, 25 goals, Sanchez, 24 goals, and I think Costa's 20. They all deserve the places because they scored 20 plus goals in decent teams, as you would expect. Ibrahimovic, now this is a man I'm not sure about. This season he scored 17 goals in a United side that have a £90 million midfielder, so really he should be given loads of service and it should be easy for him to score loads of goals playing for Manchester United. Therefore, I'm not so sure if he should be in team of the season, having only scored 17 goals. I would potentially replace him with either Jermaine Defoe or Josh King. Because Defoe scores 15 goals in a Sunderland team. Ibrahimovic can only manage 17 goals in a Manchester United team. I mean, if you throw Ibrahimovic into that Sunderland team, I reckon he will not get the 15 goals. He probably wouldn't even get 10. He's got no service at all. And if you shove Defoe in the United team, he'd be getting 20 plus goals. Defoe is a brilliant striker, and I reckon that he should replace Ibrahimovic, or even Josh King. Josh King, 16 goals. So he's only one behind Ibrahimovic, but he's playing for Bournemouth. I mean, they did brilliantly to come 9th, I think. Yeah, they did absolutely brilliantly this season, but they shouldn't be coming, 3 places behind United. They should be like mid-table. United should be higher, but that's what it's come to. In United's case, after Ferguson's left, we can't find a good manager. So King from Bournemouth is another shout to replace Ibrahimovic. I don't think Ibrahimovic should be in this team. So that just about wraps up this video. Hang on. Wait, I haven't talked about Coutinho yet. Let me go find him. Not in starting 11. Let's look at the subs. There. Oh, where's Coutinho? You're not telling me, EA, that you've not put Coutinho in the mix. This is an absolute joke. They've not put Coutinho in. They're finding room for players like Ibrahimovic, who's well past his sell-by date, and you've got, who else have you got? Just literally random players, but no Coutinho. Coutinho doesn't make the cut. Wow. To one of our best players this season. And to be fair, we've already got 2 Liverpool players in there, Mane and Lallana. Coutinho definitely joins them to make a top 3 Liverpool easily. Coutinho's been brilliant this season, as he is, well, every season to be fair. He's a brilliant, really consistent player, but this season he's taken off. Brilliant player, I think 14 goals, but he's not been playing at left wing, he's been changing positions around with Klopp's tactics, and he's been brilliant, he's assisted as well. Oh, I'm not happy with that. No Coutinho. So, to be honest, this Premier League team this season, it seems okay on the face, but then the players they've missed, the players they've replaced them with, is debatable. But what do you guys think in the comments? Should Coutinho have a card in the team of the season? Well, of course he should. Well, I want to know what you guys think. And yeah, so what do you think about the Premier League team of the season? Is it decent? or are you looking forward to another league? Well, look forward to my upcoming videos. For example, what I've got the Liverpool season review part 4 coming. I've got the Liverpool final countdown to come, where I count down the best Liverpool players of the season, and I've also got my Premier League predictions reaction, my most viewed video. About to be reacted to based on what I said, where I said that teams would come in the league. I'm going to see how close I was. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Adios.